Hi, my name is Giovanni. Welcome back to my small cubicle of the internet. Sit down, there's snacks. Today, I wanted to watch some videos of how some women found out that their fiance or ex boyfriend was cheating on them. So, yeah, let's see.
Okay, y'all, story time of how I found out that my fiance has been dipping out on me for the past year. And like I'm just now, noticing and realizing. So basically within the last year, he's been gone more often, like for week or weeks at a time. And then when he do come back, he have to leave right back out like two or 3 days later, so I'm like, ain't no way. So in my head, I was like, this man got a whole family somewhere else, because you keep having somewhere to go every damn month, and that was unusual for me or whatever. And then when he comes back in town, we try to hurry up and do stuff, with me, with the kids, and then it's like it don't really, the vibes be off because he be damn tired. My bad, somebody was calling me, but yeah, he be tired. So it's like we be trying to have a good time, with the kids and stuff, but it's like he really be looking like he just be wanting to get some rest because he have to fly back out for work. So I'm gonna tell y'all, what he do for work, a little down in the story. So yeah. So he's been being gone often, coming home tired. Sometimes, like, normally he'll like let me know before time when he got somewhere to go or need be. Lately he haven't been doing that. Like, he'll just be like, oh dang, I just remember I gotta go here in the next 2 days. And I'd be like, why you ain't tell me? Like, why you just now telling me? Because I know you been knew way before now, way before you telling me now or whatever. So he was like, yeah, but I just be having so much going on. I forget, blase. So, I just been overlooking that as well. Like, okay, the man busy or whatever. So, I started to be like, okay, well, let me come to, like, on some of your business trips. I don't have to be around. I can just, be in the hotel with till you get done doing what you're doing, so that we can just have more time together. And it's like it will be a problem. Like, I can't come, but he'll be like, oh, my sister, one of my sisters live out here. She gonna stop by, blah blah blah. I'm like, sister, but you act like I can't come. You act like I can't come and spend time with you, your fiance, So that's how it all started coming together right then and there. Stay tuned for part 2.
Some of y'all are taking this a little too seriously. Like, I know I said I would flood that man's Airbnb if I found out he was cheating like that, but I found out that my ex was cheating on me on our 5-year anniversary. So when I say that I've been in situations where I could have and probably should have crashed out and didn't, I meant that. I actually have been in a similar situation as her. Didn't crash out. I just left. I was with that man for 5 years. It was our anniversary. We had this was years and years and years ago. Let me clarify and say this is a long time ago. But we had just went out to celebrate our 5-year anniversary. He took me out. We, did some nice things, blah, blah, blah. And I got us a hotel room because this was college and we both had roommates, and I wanted us to have a night with no roommates. So we get back to the hotel and I take a shower. I got out the shower and he was asleep. So I'm livid because now I done spent my money for us to have a night alone to do some things and we do nothing. So I end up picking up his phone. You done left me unoccupied, and I pick up his phone. Now, granted, I actually picked it up to write him a note, like a very nice note about the way I felt about him and yada, 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 mushy shit, because that's just how I am. But as I start to write the note, curiosity killed the cat, and I started looking at other things. So I'm going through his phone. not really seeing much. This was around the time they had just started doing recently deleted in photos. So I go to his I don't even think I knew that they had that prior to it. Like, this was my first time knowing that phones had recently deleted. So I go to his recently deleted photos and see a screenshot of him having a conversation with some girl and him asking to eat her out. It was my 5-year anniversary, and I'm in a room with this man.
Ooh-wee.
I intentionally booked this room because I wanted to do some things that we're not doing, that you clearly didn't want to do with me. And I see this message of you begging to eat some cat. When I say my heart sank into my ass, like, oh my God, I was crushed. And granted, I knew this man was a cheater prior to that. I'm not going to sit here and act like it was the first time, but I never knew nothing like that. I didn't know how bad it was. I had no idea that he was just out there like that. So I could have crashed out in that situation. I didn't. I put that phone down. Well, I sent the screenshot to myself so that he would see it in his phone. Put the phone down, packed up my shit, and left. Didn't say a word. He clearly was asleep for some hours because he didn't start blowing on my phone until the middle of the night. I was asleep already by the time he started blowing on my phone, hitting me up from his friend's phone because his friend had to pick him up from the hotel since I was the one who drove us there. And yeah, so, I get it. I'm very happy that the girl got her shit and left. I've done the same thing. When I say, I would have flooded the Airbnb, like, I thought we all knew that this was just for shits and giggles, like, kikiing. I'm not going to crash out behind nobody. But I do think that there are certain situations that absolutely warrant a crash out, and I'm not mad at the people who do.
No. That's so crazy. It's always the phones. It's always the phones. I'm telling you, every story I hear, it's always the cell phones. You find something in the recent deleted. You find something on the social media apps. It's always the phones.
Look, the way I found out my husband was cheating on me is that after we did the I sat there and started to fall asleep. I felt him like rise up and like drop his phone and run to the bathroom. But when he ran to the bathroom, he left his phone. So he hurried up, got back off the toilet, ran back, looked at me, and I was pretending to be asleep. And then when he ran back to the bathroom without his phone, I went through it. I seen everything, but something in my mind told me, don't go to the text messages, don't go to his Facebook, Instagram, or anything like that. It said go to his history of websites. So that's where I went, and I seen him on Kick. I think it was so long ago. It was like 2020. So I seen him on Kick, I believe, and I went through there and I seen all those girls, what he was saying, where they was meeting. I seen everything. And this is crazy. This wasn't like I was a bad girl. I wasn't giving him what he wanted or whatever like that. I just bought him, or I just gave him $2,000 to buy this old school truck. Listen, I wasn't a bad girl, but I couldn't give him all he wanted. Whatever was in him wanted more than what I had. So, I could tell you more, but whatever. Just let me know if you want to know more.
Buckle up. So it was in December, and my husband was the music director at his church, where his father was also the pastor. He was at the church doing rehearsal for the Christmas musical, and I was at home. During that time, he was not staying at our house. He had left and just never came back. He left in October, never came home. That's a whole nother story for another day. We can talk about that if you want to later. Anyway, so he was doing that. I was at home. I saw a message in my social media from somebody that I didn't know. It was sent a month prior, but for some reason I didn't get it. So I finally saw it. It said something to the effect of, please tell your husband to stop harassing us. And I was like, what the hell is this about? I don't understand. So I asked this person, what are you talking about? They tell me everything. My husband's been harassing them and their friend, and my husband also has a boyfriend. Proceed to give me all the information as well as video of my husband and his boyfriend. So then I start calling all my friends and telling them he's cheating on me. That's what it is, aside from, his abuse. But I digress. I'm like, he's cheating on me, blah, blah, blah. One of my friends comes over and is like, it's okay, girl, I got you. Then I go down to the church and confront him.
Let me tell you about the time.
Not the PK with a boyfriend. Not the married pastor's kid with a boyfriend. Oh, child. Oh, child. Oh, child. She said ex-husband, right? I hope she did. I
I found out I was getting cheated on. I'm going to put a date on it just because I still don't know who the girl is to this day. But it was April 16, 2021, and he lived. So at this point, we were together for a minute, but I was in school in New York. So I basically traveled back and forth a lot. But this weekend specifically, I was staying in New York because he had something going on that weekend and I was not going. So I just stayed in New York. Basically, his plans fell through. He was going through a lot, and he was like, I really need you to come home. Like, I really need you. I need you. All this, but I think at the time I couldn't leave. I had to leave later on that day, like later Friday, because I must have had something to do. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to be there. I'm going to get there later, though. So I think I didn't get in until about like 2 a.m. And then when I come home, I always come like to my house first and get my car, and then I'll drive to his house. But by the time I got in, it was so late. And before I even reached, he was like, just come early in the morning because I'm about to go to sleep. This around like 9, 10 o'clock. And that was very weird for him because he never went to sleep early. He was always a night owl. But so yeah, he was going through a lot. So he's like, I'm going to sleep early. First red flag, number one. Mind you, I had my alarms up then, but I'm like, But he's like, no, can you come early, like 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 5? Okay. So I'm like, cool. So I woke up early the next day. Mind you, didn't hear from him the rest of the night. So I took myself to sleep too. I woke up bright and early, set an alarm to get to my man because I'm like, my man. That's the kind of girl I am. And I'm like, let me hurry up and get to him. I swear I got to this man's house at 7:30 a.m. I know for a fact I got there that early because I remember we went right back to sleep when I got there. So yeah, finally we wake up again and then, we're just doing our day together. But remember, I'm still in school. So at this point, I'm like, let's say maybe it's around like 1 or 2 now. And I'm like, oh, can I see your laptop? Because I got to turn in this assignment. Like something alarmed in me like, ooh, I got an assignment to turn in. So I was like, let me just do the assignment over here because I did not bring my computer. I didn't bring nothing. So I'm just like, let me see your computer to do my assignment. So he like, all right, cool. Give me his computer, everything. I'm doing, like, I open it up, doing it, whatever. I don't know if y'all know, MacBooks really be setting people up or helping us out. Either way. Open this computer and like the messages come across, like if you haven't opened your computer in a long time, the messages be coming through like on the side. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like as soon as you open it, the messages kind of come on the side, like the ones you miss basically. So there was a message from this number that was not saved and it said, I'm outside. The message came in at 3:32 a.m. So you know me. I clicked on the message because who was outside at this time when you were supposed to be asleep?
Story time on how I...
But wait. So what happened? Okay, so for the, people who don't know, again, most stuff be on people's phones, but if you have the whole Apple system, meaning you have a Mac computer and an iPhone, you are able to see text messages from the Mac computer. I think even an Apple Watch, if it's synced to your phone, you can look through text messages that way too. I don't recommend it. If you got to do all that in the relationship, go ahead and leave it, honestly. It's too much energy for me, but if you are having a sneaky suspicion, there are multiple ways to find out. And especially if your partner has a MacBook and you just want to know the truth, then you could probably find out that way. But yeah, that's a common way I've heard too, is when it's synced up to different devices, you can then access their messenger. Ooh-wee.
I caught my boyfriend cheating on me. There is a group of people in my area that have a really nice function. We happen to be in the same friend group, so of course, when they have functions, normally I'm there. My now ex is also there. Before the event, my then boyfriend continuously asked me if I was coming, almost like, he was trying to keep tabs on me. This is checking up, like, have my friends text me type checking up, like, is she coming, is she not coming type thing. My friends are now texting me, asking me if I'm coming, and my answer is no, but I'm saying, something doesn't feel right. Like, don't tell him that I said no. Fast forward to this morning, there is this person that is a mutual of ours, literally like woke up this morning and I had like a sign, look at someone's story, and they're like a mutual friend of both of ours. Like, I had not seen this person's story in months, literally months. I didn't even know this person was at the event. Like, that's what's crazy about all of it. What's crazy about the situation is the video was not of him. The video was of an entire crowd of people. Women, we can spot the person that we're talking to in a crowd. Like, it does not matter what they're doing, where they're at, how far they are from the camera, who they're talking to. We know. So obviously I say, hey, you're caught. Way to embarrass me. I'm no longer interested in being with you, in so many words. Obviously not as nice as that, but that's how it. Immediately, instead of taking accountability, we instantly deny, even though I'm literally looking at the video that has this man with this female. That's not me. What? So I'm literally.
The way you could have evidence, like cold, hard evidence, and still denial is a river.
Infuriated at this. You're gonna sit in my face and you're gonna lie to me and deny. I will always take a hard truth over a soft lie. If you lie to me, that just tells me that you think that I'm literally too stupid to figure out the fact that you are lying to me. Now you think I'm dumb. Like, now you're playing with me. Ended with just admitting that it was him and that he was caught. Apologizes for embarrassing me. Blah 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 blah. Like literally the same sob story that is always given. If you get caught doing something and you try to, your first line of defense is to lie, you're not sorry that you did it because you had full intent of doing it and you even had full intent of getting away with it, and that's why you were so persistent with your lie. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not happy that it happened, but there were other opportunities in the past that could have been taken to end the relationship a little sooner. But I'm just the type of person that when I'm like committed to somebody, I give like every single chance. Honestly, I'm at the point where like I don't even care what you're doing and who you're doing it with, as long as it's not me. This year is about me. I have worked so hard to grow, to move on, to separate myself from all the things that do not serve me a positive purpose. It's gonna be okay. Things are gonna be okay.
So I know I said I was gonna get a little story time, so here your girl go. I am here and back and I'm better than ever. This is not really a tutorial, but you can use this video as a tutorial to start your week if you want to. But I really didn't really go in depth with this video, but because I have plenty of other videos on my page. But let's get into the story. So it's about time I found out my man was cheating on me with his baby mama and some more. So I was talking to this little dude during 2020. We gonna call him Crybaby, cause he was one in real life. He real pussy. But anyway, so Crybaby was my nigga at the time during 2020. Like I said, this was my man, and y'all know during 2020 everything was closed down. So during this time, we wasn't going no places, so nobody really knew. Because we wasn't going out. We wasn't really getting dressed up to like look cute or anything because everything was shut down. So me and this man was with each other all the time. Like, we was with each other all the time, like every single day. And at first it was nothing like that because he was my weed man. Y'all don't mess with y'all weed man. That's where I messed up at. Don't mess with your weed man. But he was my weed man at the time, so it wasn't nothing like I was trying to do something. Like we was just always smoking weed together, and we would always talk, and we would just talk about like our life and like what we got going on and family, like where we from, stuff like that. But this person did go to high school with me. I didn't know he went to high school with me until we started smoking, and he told me, and I was just like, yeah, I've never seen you, because when I seen his high school pictures, I promise you I would never dated that nigga in high school. He looked like a pussy, and he was one. So yeah, so me and dude, we was chilling with everything was going good. And then I ended up finding out he was talking. I ended up finding out that he had to be messing with somebody, because something came back to me, and I just wasn't fucking with it. So once I had found that out, I was done with old dude. I had left his ass, and that was that. So, and I never brought it up to him, because it was just like, you gonna lie about it any fucking way. So what I got to say to you? So after that had happened, I left his ass alone for about a year. We probably talked on and off, but it was nothing major, because then I ended up finding out that he was talking to somebody who I had known previously somebody who I did know, who I had bad past relations with. So I just didn't interfere.
Okay, here's the thing. Your wee man he knows the community, okay? He knows everyone in the area who obviously is looking for weed. So he's going to meet tons of men, tons of women, and he's going to be tempted, okay? So I would not, like, she's learning, I would not try and take anything serious with, weed man, because they, listen, they are for the community. They serve the community, okay? And we're going to leave it at that. They serve in the community.
Fear with that. But in this, I ended up finding out that he had a baby on the way. And when I found out that, we talked, but it was nothing serious, because I don't mess with, like, she was still pregnant at the time, and I don't mess with kids who got, like, kids on the way. Like, if you got a kid on the way, I don't do that. So I left that alone from that time. So then I had hit him up again, or he hit me up or something. I don't remember how it happened, but then 2022 came, and so this is now we're back down to like September, right?
So me and my husband, we was hosting a married couples night at our house, right? Nothing but married couples. Had a few little drinks, good food, good music, and all that, right? So one of my husband's good friends, he brought his wife, right? I had never really had much conversation with his wife, knew of her. We saw each other in passing, was always cool, cordial, right? So everybody having a good time, food flowing, drinks flowing, music flowing, everybody just chit-chatting, right? So then they started to play a game, like, as far as asking questions, what you will allow in your marriage. Somebody threw out a question and was asking, like, do you go to strip clubs with your spouse? Do you go to strip clubs with your man? Instantly, I was like, ain't no way, I ain't with that. Like, I'm not the type of wife that likes to, like, go out seeking other people into my bedroom. Strip clubs, that's just not my thing. Most of the wives there was, like, kind of on the same accord. Like, no, we don't really get down like that. We don't really do all of that. Like, no, we good. Like, and besides, like, I don't enjoy seeing naked women. That's just the truth. I can go and look at myself in the mirror if that was the case. Y'all, why this brought my husband friend, I noticed that whole night, all she kept doing was disagreeing with everything that women were saying. If we all said one thing, she made sure she went the other way to say the opposite, so that it was making, she was trying to paint a picture as far as, like, I'm a cool wife, like, don't none of that shit bother me. I'm open to bringing people into my bedroom. I'm open to, like, strip clubs. I love strip. Oh, I love my husband go to the strip club, baby. We throw dollars. She was like, we make it rain. We do all this, that, and so then I was like, okay, that's cool. But will he be okay if you brought Big Ick Willie in there, and Big Ick Willie was slapping it all across your forehead, had you bent up like a pretzel? I'm talking about going to work on you, right? Most of the husbands looking like, no, we don't. So I was like, exactly. My point exactly. Like, if you know you can't handle it, then don't fuck with it. Like, I know for a fact that's not something that I'm into. I can't deal with it. My husband can't deal with another man. It's like, that's opening a door for unnecessary problems, right? Mind you, she was the type of woman where she couldn't even stomach the fact that he had a relationship with his mother, and that he had a daughter from a previous relationship, right? She couldn't stand his daughter, right? She couldn't stand no woman in his life. Like, seriously, she hated every relationship he had with a woman. And I'm sitting up there like, yeah, no, I don't like this bitch, because at the end of the day, it's like you trying to go against the grain. You know in your heart you jealous as fuck. Like, if you jealous of somebody's mother and their daughter, like, come the fuck on. There is no way possible you gonna sit up there and be okay with your man
doing all this with strippers and bringing people into your bedroom. Like, girl, stop playing. That was just a way of trying to watch what the fuck he doing. That's all it is, because you're very insecure. You can't leave your man by yourself because you want to be there and act like, yeah, I'm cool, but really you just want to be in on some shit because you really low-key jealous. You insecure. The final straw that night, y'all, was when we was talking about how we used to go out to the club and be like, yo, remember when we used to go out to the club, we used to be dancing, having a good time. You know how you used to have to go back there and excuse yourself, you know, in the ladies' room, go freshen up, do whatever it is you got to do, because girl, you know how it get at times when you just, you know, why this bitch gonna sit there and say freshen up? What? Like, I don't know nothing about that. Like, nah, like, as far as like you talking about like discharge and smells and all this, that, nah, I can't relate to that. Yeah, when I tell you I almost called her every name in the book besides her name, I cannot stand a woman that do everything in the book to try to be what a man want her to be. This false sense of a fantasy that you know what I'm saying?
Pick me. Love me. Choose me. Yeah, that's her.
It's like, now that, I don't even like using the term pick-me-shas and pick-me's. But to me, if you ask me, that's a pick-me. I don't even like that term because I feel like whatever, but because I've been called a pick-me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, whatever. But that right there, to just go against everything that makes a woman, to act like the shit that affects us or the way that we feel is just like, no, that don't happen. Like, girl, stop. Sit the fuck down. And if y'all wondering how it ended, baby, they motherfucking marriage is in shambles. Exactly. I'm like, exactly, because you're so busy trying to be cool with everything that he's throwing at you, opening your bedroom to threesome strip clubs, trying to act like you ain't no woman. You can, girl, please, now look at you. Mm-hmm. Look at you. Exactly what I thought. I can't stand bitches like that.
Yeah, it sounded like she was obviously trying to impress her husband, and he probably didn't care. He knew that she probably was insecure. He was probably feeding into it. And so at every moment she had to prove herself by, you know, showing that she's not like them other women and she's down for the cause, and yeah, they're going to catch up with you, and then you're going to realize you're in a marriage where you're not being yourself and you're forced into situations that you did not intend to ever be part of, but because you're trying to keep, you know, your man happy, you're putting yourself in those positions. I don't know. I don't like it, but I grew up in a divorced home since I was about 9. So I asked my parents, you know, what happened. I asked divorcees, you know, what happened. I just like to know. I'm constantly trying to learn from other people's relationships. So I hope you guys learn from this as well. You know, don't be in a relationship if you have to constantly check the phone, because that is not healthy. But just know it'll always be in the phone. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Loving that you're a patina. Year long, you're the